all things work together for good. This situation you find yourself, God knows why, and it's for your own good. Eventually it will turn out, now you might not be seeing the good in it, but with time you will see the good that is in that thing. 2, be intentional in your relationship with God, whether the child comes or not. Be intentional in your relationship with God, whether there is child or no child, whether the promises that God has promised will come to pass or not. But be intentional. You know that God has a purpose. God knows that you need this thing. So be intentional and concentrate on God and see what God will do. Just like we have read the story of Hannah. Hannah was intentional. She was intentional. She kept trusting God. She kept promising God. She knows that God will do it. Abi? She knows that God will do it, and she keeps serving God. She was so faithful in serving God, whether the child eventually comes or not. When Abraham and Sarah married, Abraham, we are told in the Bible, how old was Abraham? I think 75 years old. And the promise that God gave them, the promise of Isaac, came to pass when he was 100 years old. How old do you think Abraham was? If Abraham was intentional, between 75 to 100 years, we have about 25 years difference. And you think Abraham was not intentional? I believe Abraham must have been praying for good 25 years. So he was intentional. He held God to his promise. So whatever thing you are telling them, tell them to hold God to his promise. Tell them to be intentional. You know, sometimes when we are looking for something, after 1 year, 2 years, it doesn't come, you say, this God. Sometimes you begin to doubt God. Is God real in life or not? You see somebody who just came out of prostitution, she got married, and before you know, 2, 3 years, she has 2, 3 to 4 children. And you say, God, you start asking yourself, God, what have I done? So whatever. So let them to know that they need to trust God. Number 3, resolve to continue your commitment to love and care for one another. Resolve, that is, encourage them. The husband and wife, they have a commitment to one another. The wife has a commitment to her husband. The husband has a commitment to his wife. What does the Bible say in that commitment? Husband, what? Love. And woman, the woman should do what? Respect. So that is a commitment. Whether there is child or no child, there is a commitment. Husband, love, and then woman, respect or honor or obey your husband. Number 4, seek counsel from a trusted spiritual father or mother or mentor. Seek counsel from a trusted spiritual father, mother, or a mentor. How do you know a trusted spiritual father or mentor? At what point do you know that this man can be trusted? This man, no, I can talk to him. How do you know? They say you should advise them to seek counsel. These are some of the ways of addressing couples who are childless. Advise them to seek counsel from trusted spiritual father. So who is trusted, who is to be trusted, and who is not to be trusted? How do you identify such people? I'm throwing it back to us now. How do we identify trusted spiritual father, spiritual mother, or even a mentor? We know, yes. Prayerfully, God can direct you. Keen observation. Keen observation. We come to church here, we know each other. Abi? But the little you know about us, the little you know about the people you see here is just a little. But you don't know them in their closet. You don't know who they are in their closet. Because here we might not have, our pastor here can be our spiritual father. Our pastor's wife can be our spiritual father. Elders here can be our spiritual father. Then what about those who are not elders and they are not pastors? They are your mentors, Abi. How do you identify them? Just like he has said, prayerfully, God can direct you. Prayerfully, you pray, God will direct you to somebody. It might not really be in the church here. It could be outside. A mentor can be outside, a pastor can be outside. There are times some of us are afraid of discussing certain things with our pastors because we feel when they are on the pulpit in the course of preaching, the truth is sometimes they don't know when they use you as an example. And they may not even mention name, but if you are in the church and they are talking about your matter, you know that it is your matter because you've discussed it with them. So prayerfully, that's why I said your mentor may not necessarily be in your church. So prayerfully pray and ask God to direct you to trusted spiritual father, mother, and mentor. Number 5, avoid ungodly alternatives. Avoid ungodly alternatives. There are times when you are talking, you bring, instead of talking about things that has to do with the Bible, you go out of the Bible, you go out of the church and start bringing up a discussion trying to relate it to what you are talking about. Avoid ungodly alternatives when you are discussing with childless or couples who have no children. Number 6, pray continually with your spouse. Pray continually with your spouse. Those couples should learn to pray continuously. I've heard of couples who are childless. They got tired of each other. At the end of the day, they don't even pray with each other again. They live in the same room. In fact, they don't even sleep in the same room. Especially where you go, they have maybe where there are 2, 3 bedrooms. They've even decided to share their bedroom. That is your bedroom. This is my bedroom. Everybody is on. Not you now that is praying for them. They should also have, the couples should have a trusted prayer partner that will be praying together with them and along with them. Number 8, seek the help of medical practitioners who must be prayerfully selected. Seek the help of medical practitioners who must be prayerfully selected. When we talk of medical practitioners, it could be doctors, it could be nurses. But then, don't say because mommy pastor is a nurse, mommy reverend is a nurse, so you just go and meet her. But even when you are selecting somebody who is in the medical profession, do it prayerfully. Do it prayerfully. If it is a male doctor, do it prayerfully. If it is a female doctor, do it prayerfully. If it is a nurse, do it prayerfully. So that God will direct you, and then whatever challenges you are facing will be identified. Because there are doctors, there are nurses who are actually agents of Satan. We all know that. Doctors and nurses that are agents of Satan. I've not seen such situation, but I've heard of such situation where you give birth to a baby, they exchange it, Abi. They carry another baby and give it to another person, carry another person's baby and give it to another person. In fact, even in the Bible, we have read it. When those women gave birth to the other woman that slept on her baby, the baby died because of her, let me not say innocence, but her attitude. And then what happened? They wanted to exchange. These things happen even in the hospital, in medical profession. In fact, there are some that can even inject you with a chemical that will make you to be barren for life. You went to look for solution. At the end of the day, you go back home with more problems on you. So that's why you need to be prayerful when you are seeking for a medical advice or help. Number 9, spend more time together. Spend more time together. Advise the couples to spend more time together. Because every opportunity you give, the devil can come in. So the couples should learn to spend more time together. Hold on to God's words. Hold on to God's words. Number 10, God, when he says it, he will do it. Just like if you read Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5. What does it say? Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, what do? Acknowledge him. And what will he do? You take care of whatever is your challenge. In all your ways, acknowledge him. So hold on to God's words. Because he has said it, he will do it. No matter how long it takes, no matter the delay, God will definitely do it. Just hold on to God by his word. Number 11, walk with God because he never forgets his own. Walk with God because God does not forget his own. We are his children. And whatever thing he says, he will do it for us. Walk with him. If eventually it does not happen, that does not mean that God has forgotten you. So just try to walk with him, trusting in him. The Bible in the book of, I think, 1st or 2nd Corinthians chapter 10. Yes, chapter 10, verses 13. The Bible says, God will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you can bear. If temptation may come, but that temptation of childlessness or not having children is something, if God allow it to come your way, God knows that you can bear it. So encourage them to fix their trust in God. Walk with God because he never forgets his own. Then consider adopting a child or two. Consider adopting a child or two. You know, this might be the last option. This might be the last option. Might be, please, it might be the last option. But then it's not, they said consider. Start thinking, especially childless couples, start thinking, if eventually it does not come, consider adopting. But then considering adopting a child, one or two, must be with the consent, the two of you. The two couples concerned must talk about it. Not the husband going to his family, they go and discuss and then start advising you to pick a second wife. Or you go and pick somebody's child that your wife may not actually be in support. Praise the Lord. Any question or contribution? Yes. Okay. Yes, can somebody